Corn Apathy or Thomas, depending on how you know me. And we are recording our second live podcast. Excuse me. I've been sick over the last couple days, so I might cough a little bit, so I do apologize first and foremost. I'm also recording this live to throw up on YouTube for video performances, or for video views. So you can take a look there to see what I'm actually looking up and doing in the background as well. So let's talk about what we'll be talking about, because I know, excuse me, episode 1, I talked about overall what I want to be doing, but now I'm actually going to give it a timeline. So every Sunday, this podcast will be out before football, so before 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because I want to watch the games. I do some DFS, or daily fantasy sports, as well, so I want to have all of that stuff prepared, as well as just don't want to have to worry about doing multiple projects at the same time, right? So with that being said, this will be the first podcast of the football season, so thank you so much for listening. If you are listening, if you're not, well, you're not. So we are going to do a breakdown. I only am going to do 30-minute episodes, or about 30-minute episodes, and it's going to be 4 times a month, so 4 weeks, every Sunday, and it's going to be out by around 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that, so please subscribe. I'll be talking anime, video games, TV shows, comics, and a slew of other things. But for now, I want to talk about essentially this week and what's been happening and what I've been doing in that retrospect. So Borderlands 3 came out on Friday. Was it Friday the 13th? Yes, Friday the 13th. So I've been playing that. I've got about 7 hours in so far. Loving the game so far. It's amazing. I've always enjoyed the Borderlands series, so I can't complain about that. And I enjoy what they've done with it. It's amazing. I bought the $100 version because I had some extra money and I felt it was worth it. So I am playing as Flex. He is the I wouldn't know what to call him. I don't think he has like a race. I thought he was like a cyborg or something, but he essentially is the Beastmaster. So if you're familiar with the series overall, you have four main characters you can pick from. One's a siren, and then you have 3 other classes. They did an assassin one. They had one who just called himself Zero, and that's what he was. In this, you have a Beastmaster. You have a big gun mech person. I don't know what she's called. And then you also have sort of like a tech gadgety person. So I'm playing as Flex, who's the Beastmaster. He has 3 essentially characters. Sorry, not characters. 3 creatures he can choose from. One being a Skag, or like a dog sort of like creature. A Rake, which is like a flying creature. And then I can't remember what it's called, but it's sort of like a insectoid type creature. And you can pick any one of those 3 at any point in time. You're not locked into just one. You can pick any 3, and it changes how your overall character plays depending on which creature you pick from. So I'm really enjoying that avenue. It's pretty crazy. You can see this review from Forbes. I just wanted to show it because they have, of course, Flex in the background. Now, before you could change your name, this version, they're not allowing you to change your name. You're pretty much Flex. That's who you are. That's what you stuck with. So, I mean, honestly, it's pretty good. It's a lot different than the first 2 because the villains are more villain-esque, I feel like, than Handsome Jack, but that's just my personal opinion. So that is what I'm playing. I was thinking about getting Greedfall. It looked interesting, but I'm not 100% sold on it. I want to do a little bit more research on it, see how I feel, because it is an RPG sim-esque game. When I say sim-esque game, it's like really, I can't think of the name. Fable, like Fable. If you've played Fable, that is what Greedfall reminds me of. So if you're familiar with Fable, Greedfall sort of falls hand in hand with that, right? Now, so those are the two games I'm looking at. Now, there's a bunch of games coming out this September that look interesting, and that's the other thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be talking each section. So if I'm talking anime, I'm going to go over what animes I'm looking forward to, if there's anything coming out, what series I'll be watching, games, same thing, comics, TV shows, all of that stuff. So we're going to look at what's coming out and then what I'm interested in. So let's see here. This is from IGN. They tend to have a pretty good release issue, like what's coming out, when it's coming out. We don't want to watch any of their videos. We just want to look at what's coming out. So what has already come out: Catherine Full Body for PlayStation 4, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, which is the DLC, Borderlands 3, which we have, NHL 20, not interested in sports, Ni no Kuna, Wrath of the White Witch Remastered, Contra Rogue Corps, The Surge 2, Code Vein, FIFA 20, and Tropico 6. I think this is just, those are just PS4 games, right? Not interested in too many. Contra looks pretty interesting. It's a revamp of the original Contra series for Nintendo and all those, so it's a revamp of that. Not sure how I feel about it. Don't know if I want it. I didn't play The Surge, so I probably won't buy The Surge 2. I'm not a big sports fan, so we'll cross off NHL 20 and FIFA 20. I am not familiar with Tropico 6, so I'll have to do a little bit of information on that. We won't talk about the releases for the next following months until that time frame hits. Now, these are coming soon games. There's no dates announced, so we'll talk about that. Ancestors, The Humankind Odyssey. That actually, if that's the game I'm thinking of, looks pretty cool, but I'll have to do a little bit more research to make sure it's actually the right game. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't know if it's the right game that I'm thinking it is. Dreams, not familiar with. Shovel Knight Showdown, which is Shovel Knight's DLC, and then Super Meat Boy Forever. I'm not interested in any of those for the most part. There's a lot more for 2020. I won't talk about Nintendo because I don't have it. And we'll go straight to Xbox because I do have Xbox. There's going to be some doubles, of course, because you have games coming out for Xbox or multiple platform releases. So right now, of course, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne again, Gears 5. I'm not a big Gears fan, so I'm not going to talk about Gears. I know how anti-gaming of me. I just couldn't get into the series. I didn't enjoy it that much. I don't know why. I've never been a really big top-down person, or like over the shoulder view, third party view. So it never really interested me. I always either like first person or like action, where you could actually see the whole entire character. You sort of like center screen, like sort of like a top-down view for the most part. Let's see, Borderlands 3, which we already know about, NHL 20. Essentially everything that's coming out for PS4 is coming out for Xbox. Now, Greedfall isn't on these lists, so I don't know if Greedfall didn't make it or what, but Greedfall did come out like the 10th of September, if I'm not mistaken. Something came out the 10th of September. Yeah, September 10th, 2019. So I don't know why it's not on IGN's release. So not too happy about that, I guess. Can't really talk about it. So let's see here. I just passed the upcoming Ancestors again. Battletoads Untitled. That could be interesting depending on how they take the series. Now there is a game that I'm definitely interested in, and that is Streets of Rage 4, which I don't know when that is going to be released, but that's going to be, I think that'll be fun. So I'll pick that up just because of the nostalgia feel. And just because I like what they've done with it. And I'm excited to see when it's going to come out. Like, overall. Like, there's really no major release date. They're just saying, it's been announced. They're going to make it who knows when sort of thing. So I'm excited. I loved 2 and 3 for Genesis. I thought they were amazing games. I would play them all over again, and I'm excited for this upcoming release. So you can see quickly there's some YouTube sounding there already. Alright, so now let's talk anime. I'm watching a couple series right now. One is called Dr. Stone. It's an interesting take because it's actually set in the future, but it's set in the future in the past, if that makes sense. So essentially what happens is the world, humankind gets destroyed as we know it, right? So what happens is a disease or something essentially freezes the world. Essentially think of like a basilisk turning something into stone. Same principle, right? Turns all of the world into stone. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I keep coughing in your ear. Talking too much. Like I said, I was sick. So I do apologize again profusely. So anyway, so what happens is the world gets turned into stone. Fast forward like 5,000 years, the stone people start breaking themselves out of the stone. One of the smartest kids, they're not adults, they're kids, they're like 16, 17, breaks out, and he starts trying to figure out how to bring back the rest of society. That's his whole thing. Now, it looks like there's some manga. Yes, this is manga. Of course, there's anime, manga. I haven't seen if there's a light novel. I don't think there would be for this series because it's very visual, but I could be completely wrong. So, but this series is really good. We're up to episode 11 as of Friday. It is on Crunchyroll. I watch most of my stuff on Crunchyroll because it's pretty much released pretty much similarly day of or day after whenever it comes out in Japan. So there is that. I'm watching that. So I'm excited to see where it goes. So I'll talk more about that on Anime Day. I just wanted to give an overview. This is an overview, and then as the weeks progress, I will start breaking them down into their own categories so that way we know. The only reason why I'm doing it once a week for once a month is because the website that I use, I haven't upgraded into a full membership yet. So I just want to see how this pans out, how I feel about doing it, how much I want to involve myself in it, and then go from there and see what people say. If they like the anime style more, I'll switch over to more anime. If they like the video game side more, I'll switch more. It's essentially ever evolving in free form. So that's why I'm only going to do it once a month. But I'm going to talk about what I project for the month, what I'm going to be watching for the month, and where I think things are going to go for the month. But this one is just an overview of everything. So again, this is Dr. Stone I'm watching for anime. I'm also going back through and watching Black Clover. Black Clover is in the likes of Naruto. So if you haven't seen Naruto, you probably won't get this, but most anime fans have seen it or know about Naruto. So with Black Clover, it's the same premises: young boy trying to become the leader of a group. In this case, it's a magic group, so he's the magic king. He's trying to become the magic king, and with that, there's of course a serious flaw to him. He can't produce magic, right? So I'm going back through. I actually started watching this when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. Started reading the manga, got super far into the manga, only to find out that I was going to have to wait a while for the anime to catch up. So I said, all right, well, I'll just wait. I waited too long. 101 episodes, to be exact. That's how many are out now. And I'm going back through. I'm up to episode 9. I've got a long way to go, so you'll hear me talk more about Black Clover as well, sort of recapping everything that's going on. Please no spoilers, even though I know most of what's going on from the manga up until I think manga. Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. So we'll do that. Let's see if there's any new releases in anime for September. I don't think there are, and I totally misspelled releases. Let's see the fall chart. That's good. So let's see. Dr. Stone, which I already seen. We got 5 days left for another one. Let's see, Sword Art Online Alicization. I need to actually start that series again because that was really, really good. I love the Sword Art series. I don't know if I liked where it took it to, but I did like it overall. Yes, we can convert dates and times into American or English, my time frame. There's a fighter fighting series, which in Japanese is Ina Ina no Shobute. Sorry, my Japanese is horrible. Essentially, it's Fire Force in America. I haven't watched that. I don't think I will. Not too interested in that. My Hero Academia, 4th season. I need to finish the 3rd season. I actually really enjoyed that series up until where I watched it. I need to finish it off though, so that way I can be up to date with it. Great series overall. Now these things are coming out, they say October 12th for Sword Art, October 12th for My Hero Academia 4th season. There's another series coming out called Vinland Saga. I think it's already out. Episode 10 comes out in about 12 minutes from my time. So you'll see that on Crunchyroll if it's on Crunchyroll. And then, of course, you have the 7 Deadly Sins. I don't know if this is a movie or whatnot, but I think it's season 3 or season 4 technically, because there was like a sub-series in there that actually wasn't true to season 1, right? Or season 2. And that comes out in about 23 days, October 9th. Then there is Food Wars, which I actually really liked. This comes out October 11th. I think this is season 4. I need to watch season 3. I sort of stopped during season 3. I don't know what it is with me in season 3s, but I seem to be stopping at a lot of them. I don't know what series Cloverworks is. It looks new. Comes out in November. I know I'm going way past what I said, but fortunately this website doesn't really have like a breakdown overall of everything in alphabetical order or dates, so we're just going through. Assassin's Pride, that looks new. Yep, 24 episode 1. There a lot of these are based off of light novels, but it doesn't specify what the light novel is or how many episodes or light novels there are. Let's see, One Punch Man season 2 specials. I don't know what that could be. It could be movie, could be anything. Comes out October 24th. I haven't watched all of that. I don't know if I will or not. Who knows? Maybe, probably. We'll figure it out. There is a Re:Zero coming out. This is Memory Snow OVA pre-screening event. Prequel novel. So I don't know. Okay, so the issue is there's so many Re:Zero series that it's so hard to tell which one is which at this point without like going through the whole name. Like I've seen a couple, and I mean some of them are really good, and some of them are sort of like, I could probably pass on this. We Never Learn has a second season coming out. I don't think I watched the first season. I'm trying to figure out what this is. This series. I know people who are listening to me talk are like, what series? I guess this is a new series coming out. Don't know the English translation, but I can butcher the Japanese for you if you'd like. Kuno Yushigai Ori tu Kasu ni Shinchu Suguro. Comes out in about 16 days, October 2nd. That could be interesting. It's an isekai. Apparently, gotta summons a hero, but he's super amazing, but he will only do stuff if he knows 100% it can't go wrong. And it's going to be on Crunchyroll. But again, don't know the English translation name of it, so who knows. And honestly, sometimes Crunchyroll doesn't actually give it an English translation name, depending on the series. So for the most part, Violent Evergarden Gaiden is coming out with a prequel or season 2, or I don't know what this is. There's not a lot of information on here. Okay, so we'll figure that out. Oh, that thing I said was Cloverworks. That's actually the name of the company making it. Cloverworks is the name of the company. Honestly, I don't know what that series is, but it comes out on November 26th. We'll do more research into that so I can update that information. This one doesn't have any information either, so can't really talk about it. Strike the Blood Third comes out September 24th. Doesn't have any information on it as well. There's an OVA for, what is this? Bokutachi wa Benkou Ge Tikanai OVA. Don't know. Fairy Gone has a second season coming out. I didn't watch season 1. Might not watch season 2. Slice of Life doesn't have a title. Mob. Actually, it is. It's Mob Psycho. It's really, really small. Apparently, there's like a huge huge title. So there is that. Psycho-Pass 3 has a, I guess, third season. Psycho-Pass 1, third season maybe coming out. Let's see, don't know what that is. Anything with the Japanese title I'm going to hold back on just because I'm tired of butchering it and I don't want people to feel sorry for the Japanese language that I make it go through. Fate Grand Order, another one, is coming out October 5th. Comedy series, looks like a harem romance slice of life. Black Fox looks new. Looks like a movie. Hello World comes out September 19th. Looks like a time traveling series romance. Azura Lane comes out. Looks like a action historical military variant anime could be interesting. No Guns Life comes out next month. That could be cool. Mech cyborgs, action, stuff like that. Grand Blue Fantasy, the animation season 2. So if you watch Grand Blue Fantasy, the first season, they're actually coming out with season 2. That comes out October 4th. I did start watching that. I didn't really get into it, so we'll figure out if I want to rewatch it. Couple Psychopaths is coming out. These might be movies. Yeah, one episode, 68 minutes. Yeah, probably hour-long movies, specials. There's 3 of them coming out, all within the same time frame, September 17th. I don't know what this is. Comedy fantasy, though. Val Love. Comedy Ichi Harem romance. So, slice of life-esque. Radiant second season. If you haven't seen Radiant first season, that could be interesting. It's about a wizard trying to train as a wizard. Pretty cool. I should really watch it. I watched like the first 3 episodes and didn't get too far into it. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh my gosh. I don't know how much is going to be coming over here or not, because, some stuff gets translated, some stuff doesn't. It all depends on rights and issues. So some of this might be hard to get. Some of it might not be. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. Whew. Some of the stuff looks really good. Some of it's not so good. Is that? Okay, that's a different anime. I thought they're remaking a basketball anime, but they're not. Beasters, Hibiki. I'm looking to see if there's anything that I'm truly interested coming out for a second season. Oh, High Score Girl 2, yes. Comes out October 25th. That's a Netflix special. Well, I watched it on Netflix. If you haven't seen that, if you love old video games, you'll love this, because that's what it's based on. Old video games, pretty much around the time I was in high school, middle school era. Just amazing. Love the story. It's more of a slice of life comedy romance manga or anime. I think it's good. I personally think it's good. All right, so I talked way too much about anime. I didn't get the chance to talk about comics, and I could talk about more anime coming out, because obviously there's so much coming out in the next couple months. But that's not the point. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, so much. Tell me what you enjoyed. Tell me what you didn't enjoy. What I should go over more. Now, I did this freeform again, mostly because I didn't know what I wanted to talk about 100%, but I knew what I wanted to overview. So today we talked about video games and anime, and I do want to talk about comic books and TV shows coming up, and just overall what I'm into, and we'll go from there. So I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out, being with me, and watching this, or listening to it if you're listening to it via audio. With that being said, thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you or seeing you next time.